It's action for the whole family. With 23 tracks around New Zealand, there is no better way to spend your weekends than at a Speedway New Zealand track.
Here they come to the start-finish line again.
There's something for the whole family. Sprint cars, saloons, stock cars, sidecars, midgets, and much, much more. Pack up the family and make a trip to adrenaline-filled, action-packed bashes and crashes that only Speedway can deliver. Visit www.speedway.co.nz to find out the track nearest to you. Speedway, it's our summer thing.
And we're very lucky tonight, Steve. We've got the sprint cars that are here as well. The King of Cromwell here himself, Jason Scott, has come to join us. Matt Anderson, we've got Mark Evans out there. We've got Dean Miller, Dean the Thriller Miller. Here's a couple of street stock guys that are coming in. I know we're here for the street stock tonight, but effectively we're also here for some good support racing as well.
For sure, Jace. Hey, if you can catch the accountant, Matthew Anderson, have a chat with Matthew. He's, of course, a Dunedin man. He runs a T on the race car, but Matthew is a proud Dunedin man, so
just
really cool to have him at home.
See if I can see him anywhere, and I can't quite spot him. Here's a whole bunch of sprint car drivers here. If we get to Stiffy to have a look, Nigel Colvin's here. There's the Thriller there himself. Mark Evans is there as well. So here's Matt Anderson here, actually. So we might try and catch up with him, Steve, while we've got an opportunity to. Matt Anderson. Now, of course, you live in Dunedin, but you contract to Cromwell. So basically, this is your home track. You'd be looking forward to having a bit of a run here.
Yep, yeah, it's always good to come down to Dunedin and have a skid. Like, I started racing mini stocks here 20 odd years ago, so it's always good to come back and support the home crowd and have a good run.
Absolutely, and of course your season, how's it been? I did see some photos last weekend that probably weren't too favourable for you.
The season's been pretty good. Yeah, the feature the other day wasn't so flash, but we ended up about 7th for the second round of the War of the Wings and 2nd in the King of Cromwell series, so pretty happy with that.
Absolutely, and of course tonight, you're not really racing for anything, are you? So you're just probably here to turn some laps, and are you planning on heading to Invercargill tomorrow?
Yep, we'll see how we get on in Invercargill. Head down there maybe, and it'll be a good finish to the season. It's been quite busy. We've been away for the last 4 weeks on the trot now, so a few more to go yet, but it's good.
How'd you go in the War of the Wings?
I think we ended up 6th or 7th overall for the season there, so that's pretty good.
Pretty damn good, all right. Well, hey, good sponsors. Just while we've got the chance to, mate, you better rattle them off.
Yep, Penrite Oil supply our oils and lubricants. They help us out a lot, and Menifee Trucking support us a lot, so thank you to them.
Absolutely, there we go. That was Matt Anderson. While we got a chance to, Steve, I don't know if you heard about this man over here. John Severite's probably had one of the worst seasons in history. John, we'll just grab him to come over. And the only reason we're going to talk to him is more so because, well, he's had such a crap run in the sprint car so far this season. And it seems to be around mirrors and stuff, motors, sorry. You just can't get it to work, can you?
Oh, we've got it working now.
Do you reckon?
I reckon I have, yeah.
How did it go at Cromwell last weekend then?
It didn't go.
So what was the problem?
All the meeting before, all the Christmas meeting. What was the problem? We've just changed all the fueling and everything off one car onto this car, and it's going. So we'll go backwards now and find out what was the problem.
Oh, Jesus. I suppose you had to change half the motor, half the car, half of everything.
I've changed everything, mate. Everything except the engine. So
what's the story? I mean, because you've got more than one sprint car as well, more than one engine. So were you having problems with both engines, or just the one you've got it poking around at the moment?
No, I was just determined to get this engine going.
This is the big boy, isn't it?
Yeah, this one's quite a lot bigger than the one I learnt in. So,
what is it?
That's just a... Well, to tell the truth, Chase, I don't know. I just bought it, I've forgotten it, and it's got a lot more grunt.
Sounds a bit like you, John, doesn't it, mate? You just want to get in there and steer the damn thing, don't you?
I do, mate. I'm looking forward to it today.
Is your mum watching tonight?
I haven't told her. Because
she'll be disappointed.
Because of all the disappointment with all the other meetings. So I haven't told her.
Righto, well, you better thank your sponsors, mate, while you got a chance, because you obviously need them.
Powderline. Powderline's my big sponsor. And iSign's still on my signage, still a great job of it. And just myself, yeah.
Well, best of luck tonight, mate. Hopefully you get some good laps turning, eh?
Yeah, and Tricky Mouse. Tricky Mouse still on my design. Yeah.
She's very talented, actually. Is that young Tanya in there? She does a fantastic job. She's done quite a lot of the cars around here, hasn't she?
Cars design, so yeah, she does a good job of it. Yeah.
Good stuff, mate. Well, hey, best of luck.
Hi, welcome to X Factor Cars, Southland's multi-award winning pre-owned dealership. Stockists of classic collectibles, V8s, family vehicles, trade vehicles and everything in between. Thinking American or Aussie muscle, family vehicle or custom? Think X-Factor Cars.
The St Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
The thriller, Dino Miller in the 55 car. He's going to start this one from the inside of the front row, the 98 of Mark Evans. Sharing that row. And it's the King and the Accountant. Jason Scott and Matthew Anderson on the second row. Third row is Sev Wright and Nigel Chester Colvin in the 42. Nigel Colvin has come on leaps and bounds in that 42 machine. These days can be found at the pointy end of the Hydraulic War of the Wings series, especially at his home track of Central Motor Speedway in Cromwell. One to watch from the outside of the third row. Sprint cars gonna go live here at Beachlands Speedway next time by. The lights go down. 410 cubic inch maximum methanol injected machines. A good sprint car engine will touch 900 horsepower. No transmission, fixed drive. Green in the air, green, and we're racing. The thriller takes the early lead. Look at Jason Scott, wings it in underneath Mark Evans. And down the backstretch we go. Look at the speed, folks. Sprint cars get me going, no question. As the thriller runs a little bit wide through turns 3 and 4. Finding some drive. Mark Evans struggling for side bite. Miller struggling for drive bite down the back straight, and Jason Scott now all over him. Look at Jason Scott, a hard-nosed racer, is the king in the 88 machine. Lifting the fronts down the back straight, goes to the outside, thinks better of it. Early doors here tonight. Jason Scott's car hooking up, lifting the fronts. What a sight, folks. Track has teeth at both ends, turn number 2 and 4. Jason Scott's car rearing up. He'll do well to move the wing forward on the ram, get a little bit of drive. As the thriller with a big wheel stand. Dino Miller in the 55K's Bakery. Leading the way, Jason Scott. Oh, the Miller, he's gone tight through 1 and 2, pushed up the racetrack and gave the lead away. Jason Scott now sees the front, runs his own lane, and Jason Scott will be hard to peg back around Beachlands Speedway. Big wheel stand down the back straight from the King. Here's the thriller Miller falling into the clutches of Mark Evans in that 98 car. Chester Colvin looking underneath him. Colvin into third briefly. Too wide for the third position. Down the back straight. Colvin nibbling away on the tail tank of Mark Evans. With 7 laps in the books. They go quickly, folks. The fastest cars on clay anywhere in the world, the sprint cars. Jason Scott shut the gate. He's checked out. He's gone. The thriller Miller holding on to second in a car not quite to his liking. 3 laps to run. 12 lap heat races. Track that is looking racy. White flag this time by for the race leader. We've got a 2 wide battle for second place. Mark Evans got up the inside of the thriller. They're still 2 wide down the front stretch. So that's on for second place. Jason Scott's checked out. So he's going to do it, folks. And does. Mark Evans now has second place nailed down. The thriller runs third with Colvin and Anderson next back, rounding out the field. Sevrite in the 33 machine of Paul Horrell, 7th place. Quick time, Jason Scott with a 13.95. That is humming, folks. 13-second bracket for Jason Scott. Turn it up.
For any powder coating job, no matter the size, Invercargill's powder line can deliver the desired professional finish. Specialising in powder coating and thermoplastic coating for any aluminium or steel items. Powder line services are suitable for both domestic and commercial purposes with 2 large ovens on site. Powder line can powder coat anything from mag wheels, car parts, gates, sprint car frames to house flashings, garden seats and aluminium window frames. With 280 colours on site for customers to choose from, we have access to thousands more, which are available by order. Give the friendly office staff a call to book your job in now.
Build it, make it, fix it, shift it, tow it, stow it, dig it, lift it, mow it, trim it, grind it, chip it. We hire it. Mix it, pour it, smooth it, finish it, saw it, plane it, nail it, polish it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it. 0800 24/7 rent. We hire it.
Sprint cars about to go live. 12 laps the distance, heat number 2. The King on the outside of the accountant. Jason Scott outside of Matthew Anderson. Quick time was a 13.95 in heat number 1 as we roll to the green. Racing now. Jason Scott with a good jump, but look at Colvin. Chester Colvin looked racy down the bottom. Gets through. Too wide for second. Matthew Anderson runs around the top. Colvin fires it into 3. Good battle for second place. Colvin hazing that right rear. Searching for drive. As Jason Scott leads the way down the back stretch. At 3 and 4, Matthew Anderson running a little bit higher on the racetrack. Jason Scott knows where to find the drive in that 88, the Triple X. 410 powered sprint cars, racing hard. Sevrite's going spinner at turn number 2. Keeps it mobile, rejoins at the tail. Scott leads Anderson from Colvin. Your top 3, Mark Evans. Mark the Spark Evans in the Hydrolink 98 runs 4th. 3 seconds away from the lead of this one. Jason Scott has found the handle on this racetrack. No doubt about that one. Finds some drive up high at turn number 2 that time. With a 1.2 second lead back to Matthew Anderson. The 16 car, the local man, Matthew Anderson. Dunedin native. Racing on his home track, as he said. Started in mini stocks just about 20 years ago, did Matthew Anderson. Has progressed through the ranks to the top of the tree. We've got a spinner. It's Paul Horrell. The 33 car's gone around at turn number 2. So calm will fall over the racetrack, folks, as Paul Horrell will take a push start, restart from the rear. The King, Jason Scott, with the best handle of anyone on this racetrack at the moment. The Edge Parts and Performance 88T machine. Sight to behold here at Beachlands Speedway. Jason Scott leads the field to green. Restart and we're underway once more. Matthew Anderson got a good jump, but look at Nigel Colvin. Sends it up the inside, broadside. Matthew Anderson with a good run down the back straight though. Colvin, huge wheel stand in the back of shot. So the track has got some drive. Jason Scott just struggled a little bit on the restart. Matthew Anderson looking super racy. Just can't quite match the straight line handling at the moment of the King, Jason Scott, who looks to draw away from the 16 car. So Scotty, Jason Scott leads Matthew Anderson with 4 laps to run. 12 lap heat races on a drivey racetrack. A little bit strung out at the moment. Jason Scott, Matthew Anderson, Nigel Colvin running in 3rd. Just the one lane at the moment. Cushion building at both ends for the sprint cars. Matthew Anderson looking to use the cushion to come off turn number 4. He's gone terminal, folks. Matthew Anderson shut down out of P2. So he'll pull high and wide and look for the safety of the infield. Not going to happen. Comes to a stop at turn number 2. White flag, yellows are on. So Matthew Anderson, hopefully not too serious. The car lost power, lost drive. There's no smoke or no fire. So that's a good thing. The Manifi Trucking 16T of Matthew Anderson, the local Dunedin resident Matthew Anderson. As we roll around to green once more. Jason Scott, Nigel Colvin, look at Chester Colvin, he'll have a dig. Green and we're racing, Colvin's looking to the outside. Jason Scott covered him off, but Colvin goes low side, too wide down the back straight. Nigel Colvin couldn't find the drive. Has another dig at turn number 3. Slides up the racetrack and give it to Jason Scott at the white. 1 to run. Good racing from Nigel Colvin. A man who does not die wondering, has a crack. But it's all Jason Scott as he comes off 4. Runs to the flag, takes the flag. Jason Scott, Nigel Colvin, who entertained me big time. I enjoyed that one, folks. Jason Scott from Nigel Colvin. The Spark Mark Evans ran 3rd. From the Thriller Miller, Dino Miller in the 55. Steve Wright ran 5th in the end. Horrell rounded out the field, and of course unclassified Matthew Anderson didn't see out the race. We hope things not too serious in the 16 machine.
Jesus, mate, Big Jace and Big Jace. I think it's the two Big Jaces, isn't it? I don't know. It's a bit of a competition going on here, Jace. But of course, one of the reasons we've come to have a talk to you is you've really got that sprint car flying around this Beachlands circuit tonight. Obviously, the car, it's suiting you. It's suiting the car.
Yeah, no, it is. Like I like coming down here because the track's always so driving. Like tonight, she's just like super glue out there, you know.
Well, you're putting some pretty impressive laps. I think you're sub-14s anyway, into the 13.8s or something like that. It's pretty impressive around here. I don't think we've seen any type of lap like that for quite some time.
Yeah, like there's a nice wee cush there and just smooth line. The track's super smooth and cush, heaps of grip. Like just check the revs, and it's like 7,400, and you know that's nothing for these things.
We're pretty surprised to see you here, and we talked about this off camera. Of course, Jacko would be a man that would be usually be here with you right now, and he'd be giving you all the setup information and stuff like that. And unfortunately, he passed away, and it must be a bit of a strange feeling for you. I think you're pretty keen to get this season over and done with, aren't you?
Yeah, it's been pretty tough. It was 4 weeks ago today that it happened, and you know, definitely missed the guy. And as a crew chief, he was awesome. You know, like I got Shane, my other mate, stepped in, and all the girls have actually given us a bit of a hand and getting the helmet on, which is good. And but definitely miss him. Like I could get in the car and it was ready to go every time, and now I've got to think for myself again.
It's a bit of a shame, really, because obviously that's impacted you. We caught up with you at Coke and Woodford Glen Speedway when you did the New Zealand Modifieds, and you certainly weren't on your A game there. And I suppose this has sort of kind of had some sort of impact on you. Time to recoup, time to refocus and get back into it next season. You got a big season planned?
Yeah, no, got a big plan going ahead, and it'll be great to have a bit of time out and have a think about things and look back and refresh the batteries. But big plans for next year. Like there's a lot of series could be happening, and a lot of new drivers coming through as well. You know, good to see like Paul Horrell and those guys here tonight getting some laps, and they're going all right too. You know, and we just need to keep them going. There's a lot of guys in the south want to get into sprint cars.
Well, of course, we talked off camera about a potential series that's going to happen as well. So a little bit of an insight to that, or just want to keep it hush-hush for now?
Oh, no, I think most of the drivers know, and they want it, is the Southern Sprint Car Series come back again, which we did for the first time 2 years ago, but there's numerous reasons why it didn't work then, but I think it's time it'll work now, and there's a good mix of drivers. You know, like at Easter, you know, we're 26 sprint cars, and I'd say next year you'll see 30 sprint cars on the track some nights. So with that format, it's two groups all night, and you come together in the feature, and you've got to be on your game to qualify and get in the money. So it'll be good to see.
Absolutely, Jason. Good sponsors, mate. Just while we've got a chance. Obviously, the Edge up in Christchurch there. Anything to do with race car parts, that's the place to go.
It's the place to go, and thanks to everybody that supported Edge this year, because we've had a super year, and Speedway in general just growing all the time. All the tracks have got good car numbers, and it's good sport going forward.
Good stuff, Jason. Well done on the racing. Let's see if we can clock out a lap record, eh? Just while we've got the opportunity to, and before we go too far away, we'll come over and speak to this man here. They call him the Thriller, Dean Miller, and of course you've sort of done a few laps with the sprint car now. It seems that you're you're not spinning out like old Gentilini used to, but you certainly got this thing dialed in quite nicely.
Yeah, having a lot of fun actually, Jason. It's a bit overwhelming the first season, but we're starting to get the hang of things now. We're the end of the season, things are starting to come right for us, but tell the story, it's time to wash it and put it away after this.
Absolutely, and of course you've come from a background of racing several types of cars, but do you think you found your place, so to speak, in the sprint car?
Yeah, I've quite enjoyed this. It's a bit of a challenge, and especially these guys that have been around for a while, like Scotty and Matt Anderson and Mark Evans and all those guys. It's good to come up against them, and they've got a lot of experience under their belt. So.
Are they passing that experience on? Are they giving you some advice and setups and bits and pieces?
Nah, none at all, cheeky bastards. No, we just make it up as we go along, and the car's handling pretty good. And as you can see, the first race, it's got some horsepower under there, so just got to get the driver in the right space, and we'll be away again.
It's a bit odd actually, because Kay's Bakery, who's your major sponsor there, more normally associated with stock cars and stuff. So what made them jump on board with actually I know why. We won't have to go too far into this, will we? But of course, Kay's Bakery, the major sponsor there, and usually associated with stock cars.
Yeah, no, it's the Kay's have been tied up with stock cars for years, but my fiance's Luella, so she's part of Kay's Bakery, so it all fits in quite nicely, so to speak.
You get a lot of cookies too, by the looks of things.
Yeah, too many.
Good stuff, good sponsors. I know you spoke about anybody else you want to thank?
Chopper Tyres, Creation Signs, Roadrunner Panel and Paint, Harcourts, Dino of course, and Kay's Bakery.
Hi, Malcolm Nardo from Suck It Up. We specialise in hydro excavation in the Canterbury region, safe big methods around services. Also we do septic tank cleaning, drain cleaning, CCTV over your pipes. If you want an excellent service, please check us out on Facebook.
Suck It Up Limited, 740 Marston Road, Christchurch. Call them 24 hours a day on 027 588 8809.
Hi, I'm Brittany Carpenter, driver of 85 GM, based out of Greymouth. I use wholesale tyres, coloured chrome rims on my car. If you're looking for something unique and different on your car, contact Wholesale Tyres to get these coloured rims. Or get a hold of them on Facebook at Wholesale Tyres, or go onto their website, which is www.wholesaletyres.net.nz. See you trackside.
Need coloured chrome rims? Wholesale Tyres. Good rims, better prices, great people.
Big business or small business, we've got mobile solutions to give any size business an edge. Our regionally based account managers can scope your business and deliver to your evolving needs. Take control of your team's business mobiles with individual plans or shared data pools, along with solutions that offer increased control over device and data security and the flexibility to easily manage your team's mobiles and apps. Whatever your business, whatever your size, talk to your Spark customer lead or business hub today.
We do love Harley Rob, but we're also green for the sprint cars.
Let's go.
Heat number 3, let's go's right. Chester Colvin out to an early lead. Johnny Severwright running in second. Look at the spark. Mark Evans round the outside. Too wide down the back straight. The Thriller Miller's gone over. He's hit the fence at turn number 2. Stay back, folks. Stay back from the fence. You've been warned. Stay back from the fence, folks. Methanol in that race car. Keep your distance, I'm telling you. The Thriller Millers slapped the fence. Didn't go right over. He'll be pleased the wing's not damaged. Kids, please get away from the fence, seriously. Methanol burning race cars, not a good idea to go near. The Thriller Miller, he got high, he got wide at turn number 2. He slapped the wall, it dragged him in. Tagged the right rear, it rode up. We'll get a replay on the Pits Media, we hope. the Thriller Miller. That would have knocked him around. The old pancake crash can certainly shake you up a little bit, especially the speed these things run. 13.8, 13.9 second laps. Here's the replay. So, Dean Miller's car straightened up on him. It had a big haze on the right rear. Straightened up. Got to the fence. He tried to ride it out, to his credit. She was a solid thud. And as I say, lucky to keep the wing undamaged. Lights go down. Colvin leads the field. It's Colvin, Evans, Sebright, then the King, Jason Scott running fourth. The King goes low side, moves into third immediately on the restart, round the pole line. Sebright's gone spinner at turn number 2 and spun. We're going to go yellow. We do. So this one's taking a while. There's Johnny Sebright. Overcooked his Kuma at turn number 2. Replay won't show a whole lot. Perhaps he got a face full of roost from the King's left rear. Big haze on the right rear, shows a lot of humidity in the air. Round it went, kept the foot in, but just flinched out of it, didn't get it to rotate. Takes fire on the restart though, and will go green next time by. With a bit of luck. Seavey, the powder line, powder coating. John Sebright, 410. Aluminum 410 under the hood. 900 horsepower, folks. Lightweight. Absolute fireballs, these race cars. Chester Colvin brings them to green. We go again. Look at Mark Evans having a crack down low. Jason Scott will be working up higher on the racetrack. So the King in hot pursuit of the Spark Mark Evans. 3 and 4 we run. Evans is nice and high, found good drive. Jason Scott goes low side. Oh, big flat slide. There's no traction down there, no side bite. He'll go back up to the cushion at the other end. Colvin from Evans, then Scott. And a strung out one. Nigel Colvin has found some form, checking out of this one. Mark Evans doing very well to hold Jason Scott back. Jason Scott goes upstairs at turn number 2, too high that time. So he's searching for some drive. Mark Evans running the cushion beautifully around the northern end of the racetrack. But it's all Chester Colvin with a big lead down the back straight. The whole back straight. Colvin, he's driving nice and straight through 1 and through 3, winging it in and carrying awesome speed to the apex. Good performance from the 33 car of Paul Horrell, relative newcomer to the sprint cars. Seabright's gone spinner again. Good donut in front of the leader. And half race distance. So lap traffic now. Seabright struggling on a track that's going away a little bit. Persevering on that low line. He's checked up the leader big time. Chester Colvin, no mirrors on these race cars, so he had a bit of urgency to get through. You never know how far behind your competitors are. Seabright with actually good speed now. He's tucked in behind the race leader. So a lap down, but carrying reasonable speeds as I've put the mocker on him big time at 3 and 4 that time by. Battle for second here as Seabright goes to the infield. So Mark Evans with Jason Scott. What about the brake rotor in the back of Jason Scott's car? Let's get a shot of that. Brake rotor glowing bright red, carrying a lot of left foot brake in that car, Jason Scott. That'll be warming his downstairs. As Mark Evans continues to hold him off. Checkers though now for Nigel Colvin. Dominant heat number 3 for Nigel Chester Colvin in the 42. Mark Evans ran second, and the King, Jason Scott, ran third. So what about that, folks? Chester Colvin takes heat number 3 from Mark Evans, Jason Scott, Paul Horrell. Just the 4 cars finished. The thriller, of course, with that incident over at turn number 2 early doors. Steve Wright decided he'd had enough with an evil handling race car. No Matthew Anderson out there in that one, so that's unfortunate. He did go shut it down and went terminal in the previous heat race. So obviously issues on that race car that they couldn't resolve. Pay off Nigel Colvin though, folks. If you cheer loud enough, he might rip a burnout. The 42 car takes heat number 3 here at Beachlands Speedway with the sprint cars.